What's up, guys? This is Marco with Meta Club. Before we get into the profile, I want to sincerely apologize for the lack of content that we have not been uploading lately. Pretty much, long story short, half of our team decided to take a break from the game, and then the other half was just being bombarded with, life responsibilities with work, school, and, just family stuff in general. But yeah, I wanted to mention that even though with the lack of content lately, we still managed to reach over 500 subscribers. That is halfway to 1,000. And for a new YouTube channel, that's just absolutely amazing. So I just want to thank you guys so much for all the support you've been giving us. And again, apologize for the lack of content that we've been having lately. But the new set dropped, Tournament of Power, dropped this past weekend. A lot of our members are pretty much back in the action, and they got a lot of experimenting to do. And with myself, I decided to experiment with the, what are they called, Maiden Squadron deck. And I decided to, try one of the many variations that ran through my head. So yeah, so without further ado, let's get into the profile. Alright guys, so just a heads up, I made a couple different variations of this deck. I took it to 2 different locals, and I went undefeated in both of them. There was 3 rounds each. After the first local, I kind of seen some of the problems that the deck was having, which was board control mainly. So I made some minor adjustments, and yeah, so I came up with this variation. So we choose the Son Goku leader, very powerful leader that allows you to play defensively and offensively. Big fan of that leader. So to start off with, I play for the Girl Warrior. She's kind of like your one-drop Goku, where you look at the top 7 and search out a Maiden, and she also has a built-in barrier, so she's very strong. Next, I run for the Boss Lady. I'm going to lay out all the squad members right here. We play 4 of each of them. So when each one of them is on the battlefield, they complement each other by giving each other extra effects. She is able to evolve onto Girl Warrior for 3 energies, 2 greens and 1 random. And when she gets involved onto, she gets to blow up a card on the field for free. Her auto is when the members of all members are on the field. When she declares an attack, you choose 2 random cards from your opponent's hand and place them in the drop area. So very strong, especially if you have 2 of them going off on 1 turn. Over here, you have Rosie, who is a blocker. Her auto at the end phase is she retaps herself from rest mode back to active if the whole squad is on the field. You did Kunkunsa. If I'm butchering these names, I apologize. Kunkunsa is a critical hitter who gains a permanent effect of dual attack if all members are on the field. So very strong. They all complement each other very well. Over here, I run 3 of this young man right here. Very powerful card. Definitely one of my favorite cards in the build. With its permanent effects, states that it cuts down the energy cost of all the Maiden members in your hand by 2. So what ends up happening is that your 4 drops become 2 drops, and your Boss Lady becomes a 3 drop. And then Girl Warrior becomes a 1 drop because you still have to pay the mandatory green energy. And then his activate main is you pitch a card from your hand to the drop area to send it to the warp, and he returns to your battle area on your following turn. Very easy to keep him alive. I run 3 just to make sure I'm able to see him, and then the rest just become energy or combo pieces. Over here, I run forward Maiden Transformation. It's kind of like a watered down March of the Apes. This one states that you target 2 of your Maiden members in your drop area that has an energy cost of 4 or less, and then you play them. So an interaction I really like with this leader is that when you're doing your mulligan hand, if you can get either Rosie or Kunkunsa to your hand, when you use your leader's effect to activate in the beginning of the game, you just pitch one of these to the drop area. You then get his effect off. Excuse me. So you're pretty much killing like 2 birds with 1 stone there. Getting one of your combo pieces into the drop area for Maiden Transformation. And then you get his effect off fairly easily. I run 3 of the Family Son Goten. Very powerful card. It allows me to clear the board area as I'm putting pressure into my opponent. So one of my things I like to do is that when I attack with Kunkunsa, I put pressure on my opponent, combo it to put her at the magic 25 and clear the board. So it worked out very well for me. It's very good, especially against the Wolves. I like to kind of like build up their board, so it prevents them to get the lock with the Bergamo. I run 3 Surprise Attack Vegeta. Very strong card. I pretty much just combo it to keep my Boss Lady alive. Since she has barrier, they can't pop it, so they have to run her over. And when they do, I just activate Surprise Attack to protect her and clear the boards. And also is a very good combo to combo with Rosie. If they got a boss monster on the battle area, you just activate blocker, combo with Surprise Attack, and you clear the problem. You clear the problem without any issues. I like it at 3. I have 4 Kabas. So I decided to add a red engine to it to kind of like, help out on the weak areas. The Kaba helps out with the awakening. Other than that, it's pretty much self-explanatory, very good. I would struggle sometimes seeing the second Kaba, but yeah, still good. I run 3 of the Ultimate Unleashed Gohan. I run him to help with the hand recovery because this deck really doesn't have too much hand recovery, especially since sometimes you're pitching a card from your hand at times. So I run the Gohan, to summon him when he attacks, get the draw off, and help replenish your hand. These cards are self-explanatory with this leader. Since you're retapping at the end phase, normally I'll retap 2 reds and then 1 green. Pretty much he allows you to have 8 super combos in the deck, which is very powerful. And then of course Topo, you negate an attack. You can apply pressure on your opponent's following turn. And the only non-blue, green or red cards we do not run are 4 Piccolos and 2 Masked Saiyans. The Masked Saiyans are there to help maintain board control, especially with the new red-green veggie package that Al kind of shows running all over the place, flooding the board. Very powerful. I used to run Fu, but I decided to run this to help with the board control since on my first local tournament I was kind of struggling with board control. And then I run the 4 Piccolos because excuse me, because it's mandatory. What I will explain on the reason why I did run the 4 combo Gohans was because I wanted to minimize the chances of not grabbing a green or red energy for my leader's effect. So because the ideal energy would essentially be 2 reds to make my topos live and also 4 greens. So as long as I got a green or, as long as I got as long as I got red or green for my leader's effect, I was clear. I was like good to go. But once I get, 1 blue or 1 black, or worst case scenario, blue and a black, or 2 blues and 2 blacks, it's just threw the whole rhythm off of the deck tremendously. Alright guys, that is the profile of my Super Saiyan 3 Maiden deck. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you did, please leave a like on the video. I will be working on different variations on the Maiden engine. One variation I'm looking forward to making is using a yellow leader. I'm not sure exactly which one yet, but the idea is to add a small Broly engine to where I use my energy for my Maiden cards, and I use Shigesh to bring out the Broly for board control. And then the following turn, I evolve onto the Broly for hand destruction. It sounds pretty cancerous, but honestly, any yellow leader, because of Shigesh, is pretty cancerous right now. And I'm also going to make a deck using the Brienne leader, where, just having the potential to pop any card on the field and having total board control is very exciting. I will be doing an updated version of my Pam deck, so stay tuned for that. You guys know I love the Pam leader. I'm very excited to see what I can come up with all the new red cards coming out of Tournament of Power. I also want to make a deck evolving with the Universe 7 Gohan leader. I feel like it has a lot of potential. I just have to, see what cards I can put together and to see if it really does have the potential that I think it does. So, that will be a future project I'll be working on. And yeah, I will talk to the rest of our team members to see what they've been working on, to see if I can bring that content to you guys onto the channel and so forth. So if you guys haven't already, please hit the subscribe button. We greatly appreciate the support we have been receiving, and we hope to keep receiving from you, receiving that support from you guys, because without you guys, we will not be here creating content. I'll catch you guys later.